Well, hello there, everyone. Thank you for joining me in today's conference. Today's topic is related to hotels in particular, business travel. So today the focus will be vocabulary for staying in a hotel and making reservations. My name is Warren Campbell. I will be your host of this conference today. The conference is suited to an A1 to A2 level. Okay. The conference will be in English, but in the presentation, you will see some French translations as well, just to help your comprehension of any of the vocabulary and expressions that I show you today. Okay. Everyone's level, if I could just ask them to confirm here in the chat box. So you can type something like A2, A1, B1, if necessary in here. And I can try and adapt if necessary. Okay. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Noemi. Thanks, everyone there. Okay. And I should say, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to write them in the chat box, and I will address them as soon as I can. Okay. Hope everyone is ready. Let's go. Okay. So 1 second. And there we go. So business travel, vocabulary for staying in a hotel and making reservations. Today, I will teach you some essential hotel vocabulary. You can use this in business travel or travel for leisure as well. Expressions for specific situations. Again, we will see some language here for, general travel, business travel as well. And then at the end, I will share some advice with you regarding business travel etiquette. Okay, so 3 things really today: essential hotel vocabulary, expressions for specific situations, and business travel etiquette. So, introduction. Small note here, I think we all know this, but when traveling, it is of course very important to know how to approach conversations with anybody, but in hotels, especially restaurants, train stations, and many other places, right? We want to be understood correctly, okay? We want to find out the information that we need, okay? So it's important to know how to approach these conversations. And I'm going to help you with that today with regards to hotels. One piece of advice I will share with you, which I tell to all my students, it is absolutely essential to listen carefully and research how to improve your own communication skills by studying with Le Cercle de Langue, studying whatever your chosen method is outside of Le Cercle de Langue. And obviously remember that communication can be spoken or oral, and it can also be with gestures, with your hands, body language as well. Okay? So rule number 1, listen carefully. So, essential hotel vocabulary. I think you might know some of these already. 10 words here. Okay? The first one, what do we do when we enter the hotel? We check in. Check in. The opposite, when we leave, check out. Check out. To access your room, very important, you might have a room key or a card, a room card. You could also say key card as well for this. Amenities. Amenities. For example, a 5-star hotel will have a lot more amenities compared to a 2-star hotel. Amenities can literally be anything in a hotel. It can be things like Wi-Fi, it can be the swimming pool, it can be toiletries, towels. It can be anything that a hotel gives its guests to make their stay more comfortable. So that's amenities. The next one we have here, concierge. Concierge, pronounced pretty much like it is in French. This is, for us in English, this is the person who will arrange, excursions, day tours. They might book tickets to a show for you, okay? Concierge. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. So this is the service here of the people who clean your room, essentially, and keep the hotel tidy and clean as well. Parking. I think this one's an easy one. Parking, where to park your car. Laundry. Laundry service, you could also say as well. So for example, if you are traveling for business, you are meeting important clients, maybe some colleagues, laundry service might be very important to you. You might need to have your shirt, your tie washed, perhaps ironed as well. Luggage. Luggage. You could also say baggage in English as well, but it's much more common to say luggage. And last but not least, booking or reservation, noun forms here. As we can see, réservation for the translation. Okay. We're going to see these words here in various expressions throughout the lesson, okay? There's going to be a lot of expressions in here. So yeah, as I say, if you have any questions at any point, just write them in the chat box and I'll get to you. Some common questions you might ask in a hotel. What time is check-in or check-out? Can I get a room with a view? It's always nice, I guess. I've lost my room key. Can I get a new one? Me personally, this is a very common expression I use. I'm very partial to losing my room key anytime I travel. Don't know about you. So, other common questions, very important one right at the top in my opinion, is breakfast included? Is breakfast included? What's the Wi-Fi password? And the next one here, if you're traveling internationally, okay, you might want to ask at the hotel, do they accept French credit cards? So asking someone at reception, do you accept French credit cards for payment? What amenities are there? There is a swimming pool, there is a gym, there is a spa, a restaurant, a bar, many things, perhaps. Let's continue here. Is there parking available? Is there parking available? Now, this might be something, if you are on the phone to the hotel before you arrive and you want to check, is there space for your car? This is a good question to ask. Is there parking available? Do you offer laundry service? Again, if you are a business traveler, having clean clothes, fresh clothes is probably a very important thing, right? The next one here, quite a common question, I guess, but I'm too early for check-in. Is there a place I can store my luggage? So for example, let's say you arrive at the hotel at, I don't know, 9 a.m. and check-in is at 2. You might want to leave your luggage and go for breakfast, go for brunch. You don't want to carry your luggage with you. So this could be a good question to ask as well. Specific situations. We're going to see many of these just now, okay? So, word of advice, okay? I think we can all agree on this, but when talking to people during your stay at a hotel, be polite and ask questions that encourage conversation as well, okay? You never know, if you're polite, you might get an upgraded room, right? Maybe a free drink at the bar. So, specific situations, okay? If you want to express gratitude or thanks for the hotel hosting you, you can say something simple like, thank you for having me. Simple, clear, but very polite. If you want to compliment the room is nice, thank you. You could also say, the room is very nice, the room is beautiful, thank you. Making a simple request. Something like, can I have extra towels, please? If the hotel has a swimming pool or a spa, a sauna, you might want to have extra towels. And expressing thanks and gratitude for assistance, in other words, help. Something simple like, thanks for your help. Let's keep this going. Now, this is a good one. Okay, I love this expression in English, to break the ice. Briser la glace en français. Okay, so this can be something that can help, form some kind of relationship with the hotel staff. You can ask simple things like, are you from this town or city? Do you know the area? Do you have any recommendations, for example? Or how long have you worked here at the hotel? And then the typical one in small talk, to talk about weather. I know this is common in France too. So the weather is nice, the weather is sunny, very rainy, cold, hot, isn't it? Question tag at the end there. So little things like that, just to, start a relationship with the hotel staff and, yeah, to break the ice with them as well. Now, when checking out, there's a few situations that might come up here, okay? You could be very happy with the hotel, very satisfied. So you might want to say things like, I liked my stay here. I would stay again. Notice here, we have stay being used as a noun, can also be used as a verb. I liked my stay here. I would stay again. The service has been excellent. You can even say the service was excellent as well, using the past simple. The amenities are great. I love the swimming pool. I love the restaurant. You'll notice there's no French translations on this page. They're on the next page. I will show you them in just a minute if you need them. Now, so far in the conference, everything has been very positive, but sometimes, you might not be happy with the hotel. What can you say in these circumstances? So, for example, one could say the bed wasn't comfortable. Okay, the bed wasn't comfortable. The customer service could be better. Last but not least, the thing I dislike the most personally, the room wasn't very clean. Don't know if you've ever stayed in a hotel before where the room has not been very clean, but it's certainly not a nice experience, right? And then the last one here, when checking out, the conversation finisher. Thank you for everything, or thanks for everything. Hopefully see you again. Okay. As promised, the French translations are here as well. Okay, so when you receive a copy of this presentation later, you'll be able to take a look through these as well if needed. So, transportation, something again very important when traveling. You might have a few questions to ask the hotel. Can Uber pick up from here? Sometimes some hotels only let people's cars in, or certain taxi companies. Okay, so sometimes it might be worthwhile to check, hey, can Uber pick up from here? Could you call me a taxi, please? Is there a subway station nearby? And can the hotel organize airport pickup and drop off for me? This might be something, again, you ask in advance before staying at the hotel. Dining options. I did tell you there's going to be a lot of expressions today. So one might ask, what time is breakfast, lunch, dinner? The hotel might be an all-inclusive hotel or full board. So you might have, you might have breakfast options, lunch or dinner options as well. If the hotel has a restaurant and you want to meet, a client or a colleague, or someone you've just met while traveling, I would like to reserve a table for 7:30 p.m. You could add there for 2 people, for 3 people, however many it is. And then the last one, quite important. Okay, I've written here a nut allergy, but this could be anything, right? You can simply say, I have an allergy. Does this dish contain the allergen? So here, I have a nut allergy. Does this dish on the menu, does it contain nuts? Okay. So we've seen here what time is breakfast, lunch, dinner. I would like to reserve a table for 7:30 p.m. I have a nut allergy. Does this dish contain nuts? For our business travelers, some questions that you may want to ask at the reception as well. The first one here, if you have to print any documents or contracts or any paperwork, I don't imagine that anybody travels with their own printer. So you might ask the hotel, do you have printing services, or do you have a printer available that I can use? Some hotels have a meeting room as well. Is there a meeting room available? If so, can I book it for tomorrow, or can I reserve it for tomorrow? And an important one at the end there, does the meeting room have a projector? So if you have to do a presentation in the hotel, let's say there's a conference, there's different rooms with different presentations and talks happening, it might be worthwhile to ask in advance, does the meeting room have a projector. Let's continue. Some special requests, okay? And I've also included here a question for language barriers because it does happen. You could say this, for example, with the special request, I would prefer a suite if it's available, if you're making the booking over the phone or by email, I guess, as well. I would like to order room service. So if you're feeling very lazy and you don't want to leave the room, exhausted after a long day, this could be something. I would like to order room service. And the last one here, now this could be used in any circumstance, okay? In your classroom, with your teacher, when you're traveling anywhere, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be in a hotel. It's completely fine to ask someone to repeat themselves. You could say something like, my English is not fluent. Could you say that again, but slowly, please? Okay? Mais lentement, okay? Or lentement, pardon, s'il vous plaît. Okay? My English is not fluent. Could you say that again, but slowly, please? All right. I'm going to share with you some advice relating to travel etiquette. Okay, I presume you'll know some of these already, but there will be some useful language in here as well. I hope everyone's still with me. Yeah. So, when it comes to business travel etiquette, okay, there are certain things we need to think about. Okay, could be things to do with the culture of the country. It could be things to do with how, business practices in general. Let's take a look at some key aspects of this here. Appropriate attire. Okay. So what you decide to wear, the appropriate attire, what you should wear realistically. So adapting to the dress code of the destination and ensuring to dress professionally and neatly. I realize there's a lot of big words in here, but we do have the translation just here as well for you, okay? So adapting to the dress code of the destination and ensuring to dress professionally and neatly. It can obviously be difficult sometimes, if you're traveling to, let's say you're doing business in a country that is very hot, typically, especially in the summer, like, somewhere in Southeast Asia, for example, Thailand, having to wear a suit is considered good practice, but with the temperature, I do know it can be difficult, but one of those things, I guess. The second point here, very important, punctuality. Similar word in French there. So being on time for meetings, presentations, and any other work-related commitments is really important. We can all agree on this, right? So punctuality is valued in business environments. The bottom line, be on time. Don't be late. Okay? In some cultures, it's considered normal to be late, I guess. But if you're traveling there for business, my advice would be on time. Cultural respect. Again, something very important. Being aware of any cultural differences at the destination and acting with respect towards local customs. Some countries are considered more conservative than others, right? So these are small things we have to consider and probably research in advance as well. And the last point here, one's behavior. Okay, comportement, so behavior in business meetings. Participating actively but respectfully in meetings. Try not to interrupt. Show interest. This could be with things like eye contact, maybe repeating what the person is saying, just so they know you've understood. And obviously, the last point there, respecting the allocated time as well. Okay, so we've looked at a few different things there. We've looked at dressing appropriately, wearing the correct clothes, being punctual, on time, try not to be late. Cultural respect, research the cultural differences in advance of the place that you're going to. And behavior in business meetings. Okay, so things like avoiding interrupting, showing interest, and of course, respecting the allocated time. Key factors of business travel etiquette. So, I believe everybody now is ready for their business trip, I would hope. We do have some resources available online as well through various platforms. Our e-learning website. We've got plenty of modules on travel. We've got plenty of modules on business meetings, organizing the meeting, etc. And of course, we will have some articles available on our blog as well. So be sure to check all of that too. Okay. Just wanted to say thank you all for watching today. Thank you so much for coming. I'm just going to see if we have any questions, if that's okay. So Patrice has informed me there is a French translation that's false. Apologies. Which one, Patrice? Sorry. You can type in the chat box if you want. Or you can say, but I can't hear you just now at all. Let me just check. I've got the audio setting here. Yep. I'll wait for you to. On the first screen? Okay. I will check that at the end. Maybe you can stay after the conference has stopped recording and we can check that together, if that's okay. Sorry about that. Not my first language. But regarding everyone else, maybe the first or second. Okay, we'll double check that. All right. Everybody else, does anybody have any questions, any comments, anything they want to share about their own travel experience or... You can type in the chat box if you want or switch on the microphone. No? All good? Okay. Jean-Céline, you are very welcome. Okay, anytime at all. Okay, I hope everybody here enjoyed the presentation. I really appreciate that. I will be doing another conference next week, same time, same place. So hopefully you can come along to that as well. All right. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all very soon. I'm just going to stop recording now. Take care. Have a good evening. Okay. Bye-bye.